This is why thousands of people are switching to Pure Talk for their cellular service.
I always assumed that using a bigger provider meant better coverage. It turns out that it's the same network.
And I keep the same phone number.
And you save a bunch of money.
We have a foreigner family, and we save about $70 a month.
With plans at $30 a month for unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data. Learn more at puretalk.com. Pure Talk. Simply smarter wireless.
Your first month using promo code FLS, getpuretalk.com. Save up to $800 per year, the average family, and get 50% off your first month by using the promo code FLS.
Welcome to the Eric Thompson Show. Passionate conservative fighting to preserve our constitutional rights.
In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problems. Government is the problem.
A Marine Corps veteran and family man whose life's creed is faith, family, and country. Join Eric today as he covers current events from a conservative worldview. Now, here's your host, Eric Thompson.
Hi, welcome to another Eric Thompson Show podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. It's Tuesday, March 22nd, 2022. About 11:15 in the morning. Just wanted to do a quick podcast here with a little bit of video. I do want to thank you for sitting in or watching this. You can always get more information on me over at my website. I'm a political writer, syndicated. You can see my articles on trendingpolitics.com as well as on my website, eric-thompson-show.com, ERIC, thompsonshow.com. I'm doing this podcast in response to day 2 of the Supreme Court confirmation process for Ketanji-Brown-Jackson. And I also want to go over a video that Twitter is saying Joe didn't mean what he's going to say in it. Believe it or not. You're going to hear Joe say it or watch it or both, but then they're going to say he didn't mean it. And this isn't one of the situations where you go, wow, well, I guess you can interpret it. No, it's pretty straightforward. And then we have a video of the vice president who typically doesn't know what she's talking about. She doesn't know the subject material. So she either cackles and tries to get out of it, or she talks in circles. And then I'll try to play also a video of Boston's mayor. It's an Asian lady. But she throws out a little dig on white people, and then she tries to say, no, she meant snow. This is all important because what in the battle that's taking place for the soul of our nation, the elections are always dealing with social justice causes. Critical race theory, what are you teaching the kids? Black Lives Matter, LGBT, trans rights, all this. And I say frequently that every day that things haven't been stopped, then the left is winning. And how do I kind of think I'm right on this? Because we have a very radical lady running who's probably going to get on the Supreme Court. And I'll pull up here my Twitter page so you can see the article. I wrote it on my website, eric-thompson-show.com. Blow it up here? Okay. So my article I wrote here on Twitter, which is ET Talk Show. Biden's Supreme Court nominee is actually a Black Lives Matter activist. She's pro Black Lives Matter, what they stand for. She's also pro 1619 Project, which says that America didn't start in 1776. It actually started in 1619 as a racist nation when the first boat of slaves came to America. She believes that. She defends late-term abortion, and she says the Constitution is flawed. How can we have somebody who is anti-Constitution, that it can be trusted, that it wasn't just a document written by white people to keep power of slaves, which is what the 1619 Project is about? You know, the Independence, Declaration of Independence, then the Revolutionary War. The Revolutionary War to people like Ketanji-Brown-Jackson is because America didn't want to lose the right to have slaves. Yet she's getting asked some pretty decent questions today from Mike Lee and some of the Republicans. But if you can see this on my Twitter feed, but I said, are you serious? Fox News has a live feed going. The first potential black woman to sit on the Supreme Court, Judge Ketanji-Brown-Jackson, told Senator Lee she doesn't quite remember the basis of the Dred Scott decision. If you are someone that's a social justice warrior, someone that believes that white American has been oppressing people, and you want to cause change, because she also wrote in one of her college papers that she believes judges have hidden agendas. So yesterday, Senator Blackburn from Tennessee said, which one of these are your hidden agendas? And she went through some of her radical policies. But the basis for the Dred Scott decision, 1857, was that it declared that people of African descent were actually not U.S. citizens. But she said today, the judge, that she can't quite remember the basis of it. But it's emblematic of what's going on in our nation, that someone like her, regardless of her gender, regardless of her race, someone who has her views is going to probably end up as a Supreme Court justice for 30 plus years. Another sign that our country is kind of in denial, the left. Here is a clip on my Twitter feed, and this is President Biden speaking. This is from the whitehouse.gov website. Listen to him here, and you're going to hear him say the following. Now it is time where things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there, and we've got to lead it. So I'm going to let you hear it. And then Twitter had a big fact check on it that he didn't mean what conspiratorial people are pushing on Twitter that he said. So here's Joe.
You know, we are at an inflection point, I believe, in the world economy. Not just the world economy, in the world. It occurs every 3 or 4 generations. As one of the top military people said to me in a secure meeting the other day, 60 million people died between 1900 and 1946. And since then, we established a liberal world order, and that hadn't happened in a long while. A lot of people dying, but nowhere near the chaos. And now is a time when things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there, and we've got to lead it. We've got to unite the rest of the free world in doing it. Okay, so
they're trying to say that he didn't mean that there's going to be a new world order out there, and we've got to lead it. We've got to get the other nations behind this. If you believe in the Great Reset, if you believe in the United Nations Agenda 2030 sustainability goals, this is what they're thinking. John Kerry's involved in the Great Reset. Dr. Anthony Fauci is involved in the Great Reset. Bill Gates. All the creepy people that we're worried about. And now we have Joe out there. If you remember when Herbert Walker Bush, George W.'s dad, was running for re-election, he said he envisioned 1,000 points of light, a new world order. And now we got Joe up there. Yeah, they were talking to me in a secret room, and they said something's changing and it's shifting, and now it's time we're shifting, and there's going to be a new world order out there, and we've got to lead it. Here's Kamala Harris. And she is trying to answer a question. And listen to her go round and round. And this is what the left has been able to push through for trying to get a woman of color into a position, just like they're doing on the Supreme Court. But she's incompetent. So listen to our vice president speak for about 30 seconds, but she doesn't actually say anything.
Doing a tour of the library here and talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do to lay these wires, what we need to do to create these jobs. And there is such great significance to the passage of time when we think about a day in the life of our children.
Okay, there's a significance in the passage of time, something about wires or something, and she did her little nervous nod, like, please somebody bail me out here. Somebody help me. Just like when I think it was Poland or Hungary's president, when a friend needs a help from a friend. Because I can't answer anything. Oh, man. And then do I still have I'm going to look here real quick. Well, we know, did you guys remember when Joe called a guy a fat guy and asked him if he wanted to do some push-ups with him? The guy was basically saying back during the campaign that you are trying to hide what Hunter did. And Joe gets really mad at him. Well, now we know why. Because this is how Joe Biden likes to deal with his issues. He likes to insult and get angry. Because Joe's leading the New World Order. So we need someone like this in office and in the position as the world leader.
Has been messing around in Ukraine over there.
This is Hunter.
But you, on the other hand, sent your son over there. You're selling access to the president just like he was. So
You're a damn liar, man. That's not true. And no one has ever said that. No one has proved that. No, you said I set up my son to work in an oil company. Isn't that what you said? Get your words straight, Jack.
There you go. There's that is the guy who's responsible for getting through the New World Order. And then I'm going to finish with this. Here is Boston's mayor, and her last name is it's Michelle Wu. Boston Mayor Michelle Wu, and she's going to share with you what she's learned. And there's something in the way, and it's white. Oh, I mean snow. Well, yeah, let's get your opinion on it.
Over 100 days, we have connected unhoused residents at Massancast to housing, treatment, and services. We've launched 3 free bus lines. We've taken some big, bold actions, but I won't lie. This past winter was pretty intense. Trial by snow, trial by fire, fighters union. I'm getting used to dealing with problems that are expensive, disruptive, and white. I'm talking about snowflakes, I mean snowstorm snowflakes.
Okay, so her liberal crowd out there went, oh, she said she actually called out the white people. Can you, woo, oh, no, snowflakes, wink, wink. the reason why I'm pushing for the deconstruction of our federal government, the reason why we need to get past the point of, well, let's just sit around and talk about how dumb these people are, is that the videos and the audio that I just played for you, they're in leadership positions. The judge, who doesn't know the basis of the Scott case, but she does understand what Black Lives Matter was about because she spoke about it during her speeches at college in her thesis paper. She understands the 1619 Project because she quoted the author. She quoted the critical race theory, intersectionality, the guy that wrote the book on the only way that America can be made whole is to retool the economy and redistribute wealth to the black communities. We have a judge that is probably going to go on the Supreme Court that has been very light on sentencing sex offenders. She was a public defender, so she fought all day to get light sentences for criminals. And she wrote in her paper that she believes that all judges have a hidden agenda. So going forward, if we take back, the people, take back to Congress in 22, the White House in 24, it's not good enough just to say, well, now let's go do our one justice and let's try to do this. No, we have to basically say all the power in D.C. needs to get flushed out back to the states, and the federal government needs to be deconstructed down to the basics. And then we need to put some Scalias on the court. If Justice Thomas retires, we need to put someone even more conservative on the court. And we need to say, you know what? No, we're going to get everything back to the states, and we're going to remove this ominous cloud that's over the nation called the federal government. Then the local people can determine for themselves, what are we going to do about equity, equality, transgenderism rights, quote unquote? What are we going to do about the economy? What are we going to do about taxes? What are we going to do about free speech at the local level? And if one city is more liberal, then you like those views, then that's where you go with people of the same mindset. As long as it's not overtly racist or against the Constitution, then it shouldn't be the concern of the federal government what happens in a town in California or a town in Georgia. But we can't leave anything to the federal government. They are not representing us. They get wealthy. They just gave themselves like a 31% pay raise while the inflation's high and people can't afford gasoline. And you're going to tell me that the leadership up there cares about the people? No. When you have mayors calling out white people, when you have a radical that's going to go on the Supreme Court, Kamala, who can't speak, but she has a job, and Joe Biden is talking about leading the New World Order, then we basically have to say the federal government is the danger for the United States, because the federal government is allowing the Department of Homeland Security, DHS Secretary Mayorkas, to leave the border wide open and let people in. The federal government's doing that. The federal government is saying, we, as the king, are going to make sure that you must use people's pronouns nationally, whatever they determine they want to be today. We want to make sure that there's high fuel cost because we want to force you on to green energy. We want to control the waterways. We don't want to allow drilling. And it's all the federal government. Americans actually wake up concerned about what the federal government's going to do to their lives, and that's not what our founders wanted. Let's make sure in 22 that we put in people that are conservatives that are simply trying to reduce the size of the federal government and send everything back to the states. We need to get rid of immigration. At a minimum, get rid of asylum, because asylum is abused. Yes, there may be a few families that could use it, but guess what? It's being abused, so the system needs to go away. We need to say nobody's coming in until we fix this thing. We're not going to have any more H-1 visas coming in from India and China. We're not going to allow anyone to buy land that are not American citizens. And we're not going to be getting involved in military conflicts like I hear some people that I normally listen to on the radio. Yeah, we need to establish a no-fly zone over Ukraine. Seriously? Yeah, we need to go in and try to send in our people to kill Putin. This is something we have to wrestle with as Americans. Who are we? Are we the global police force? Are we the enforcers? Because we're not in a moral position to say anything. We're broke. Our Fed's probably going to go to a digital currency, which they're going to try to get us. The dollar is being devalued. They don't care about the crime in the streets. They don't care about the energy costs, the inflation. Our government doesn't care. So how can we be telling other nations, you shouldn't do that? And that's why sometimes Xi from China Putin will say, well, clean up your own house. We're not in a position to be working with Iran, Venezuela, to try to get oil because we won't drill here. We're not in a position. So when I hear conservatives say that we should have our government go after Putin, we should have our military go prevent Russia from flying over Ukraine, what moral position where is that coming from? Because half the country wants separation of church and state, even though it's not in the Bible, it's not in the Constitution. So they don't want any involvement of morality from a Christian worldview. Well, how can a Christian say, in a nation that's now anti-Christian, we should do the moral thing and go in and help? And that's the confusion, and that is why things just don't. We can get the power in the Congress and the presidency, but the Republican Party is not unified. But when you just heard the people that are in power and might be in the Supreme Court, and you see what the goals are with the New World Order, and we have clueless people up there and we have activist people, focus on local, deconstructing the federal government, getting everything back here, and then we stop people coming in, we flush out the criminals, we figure out what artificial intelligence and robotics is going to do to us, then we decide. We decide what we're going to do as a nation. So wanted to do this real quick. You heard my first sponsor, Pure Talk USA. Do yourself a favor. If your family can use an extra $800 to $1,000 a year by saving that on your cell phone service, and you would still keep your same phones, you would still keep your same phone numbers, you would still have the same number of bars because you would be on the same 5G network and towers that you're on right now, then why not go to getpuretalk.com like my wife and I did a year and a half ago? You go on getpuretalk.com, you pick out the packages you want, and your bill is going to go down around 50% by getting the same plans you're on now, except they're going to mail you your little SIM cards, you stick them inside your phone, and then you turn your phones back on, and it's going to say Pure Talk instead of AT&T, Verizon, or Sprint, and you're going to get the same towers, the same everything, except when your first bill comes in, which is even going to be super low by going through my website there, getpuretalk.com, you're going to put in a promo code of FLS. So not only is it going to be about half of what you've been paying one of the major carriers, but you're going to get 50% off the first month on top of that, which makes it very, very, very low, which we can all use right now in these high inflation times. No contracts. They don't lock you into anything. So why not give it a shot? You have nothing to lose and a lot to gain. Go to getpuretalk.com. Use a promo code FLS at checkout. They don't charge you if you go over on your data. So whatever your bill is that you set up, it's going to be that every month, even if you go over on your data. Customer service is in Atlanta, Georgia area. Really nice. The CEO is a U.S. veteran, top-rated wireless company. Do what hundreds of thousands of families have done, including mine. Go to getpuretalk.com, promo code FLS. I'm going to play a promo here from Mike Lindell. My other sponsor is MyPillow. I set up MyPillow.vip for very important people who are my listeners. MyPillow.vip will forward over to my page of MyPillow.com/FLS, which is the same promo code you're using with Pure Talk. You're going to use it to get up to 90% on Mike's closeout sales, 66% on just day-to-day items like towels and sheets, and great value. Your neck, the pillows are made for your desired firmness, so I don't have sore necks anymore. I have a mattress topper, so my shoulder doesn't go numb. Check them out. The sheets are soft. The towels are soft and absorbent. So go to mypillow.vip or mypillow.com/FLS. Use that promo code at checkout. It helps the podcast here. They're both going to give you great value. You're going to actually put money in your pocket as we work together to fight the good fight against the globalists and the Joe Bidens who are trying to advance a new world order. All right, thank you again for listening. My website is eric-thompson-show.com, eric-thompson-show.com. I also own a couple of small social media platforms. One is magabook.com, and twellet.com. Twellet's like Twitter, and magabook.com is like Facebook. You keep your free speech and can connect with conservatives. So catch me over there. Catch me over at eric-thompson-show.com. Email me, eric@ettalkshow.com. But it's all local school boards. Get everything back here, but let's get everything local, not try to get a big conservative government to fight the liberal big federal government. It doesn't work. Everything back local. So you guys have a great afternoon. Talk to you later.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Thanks to your support, you've helped make MyPillow become one of the fastest growing companies in America. Over the last 12 years, you've helped MyPillow create thousands of jobs right here in the USA.
When I got MyPillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
That's why I invented MyPillow. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs and helps keep your neck supported and aligned. I'm interrupting this commercial right now. Retailers have canceled MyPillow, and to thank you for your support, I'm going to pass the savings directly on to you. Go to MyPillow.com right now to get deep discounts on all MyPillow products. For example, you can get my premium MyPillows, regularly $69.98, now just $29.98, the lowest price ever.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
1998, and you can go to mypillow.vip to get that. You're going to put the promo code FLS in at checkout. Bigger sales, great savings, great products, mypillow.com. You guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later.